Before I invested my first $10,000, I genuinely thought I was prepared. I had watched the videos, I understood the basics, and I felt confident enough to pull the trigger. But what nobody really explained to me was how different investing feels when it's your money. So in this video, I want to talk about what I honestly wish I knew before investing my first $10,000 because it would have saved me time, stress, and a lot of unnecessary mistakes that hopefully can help you. Before we get into it, I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. This is just my personal experience. I'm 24 years old and my net worth is around $250,000. And no, I'm not trying to flex. I didn't get here overnight and I didn't get lucky. I definitely made many mistakes along the way and hopefully I can help you. In this video, I'm breaking down what I wish I knew before I invested my very first $10,000. So, this way you can avoid the mistakes that slowed me down. And I think these lessons matter because most investing mistakes aren't about picking wrong stock. They're about the emotions, the patience, and having unrealistic expectations. The first thing I wish I knew is that the first $10,000 feels extremely heavy. It feels like a life-changing amount of money, even though in the long run, it's really just the beginning. Every decision feels permanent. Every dip feels personal. You start wondering if you should have waited, invested less money, or chosen something different. What I didn't understand at that time is that this emotional weight fades as you gain more experience and have a larger balance. Another thing I wish I knew early on is that constantly watching the market actually makes you a worse investor. When you check prices every day, every small movement feels important, even when it isn't. Short term noise starts to influence long term decisions. The market isn't designed to reward attention, it rewards patience. Once I stopped checking constantly, investing became a lot less stressful, and my decisions, they improved. Like a lot of people, I thought timing the market was the smart move. I told myself I'd invest after a pullback or when things felt more stable, but the problem is that the market almost never feels safe, especially when you're new. Waiting often feels responsible, but it usually just leads to missed time. The biggest cost isn't investing before a drop, it's not investing at all. This is where dollar cost averaging completely changed how I invested. Instead of worrying about timing, you invest a fixed amount consistently over time, $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever you can afford. When the market is up, you buy fewer shares. When the market's down, you get to buy more. You don't need to predict anything. You just need to stay consistent. Dollar cost averaging removes the pressure to be perfect and replaces it with a system. And the system outperforms emotions almost every time. Set up automation and forget about it. Instead of dumping all your money in at once and stressing about timing, just invest that fixed amount consistently, no matter what the market's doing. The markets will go up and the markets are going to go down. Dollar cost averaging removes the emotion from the process. This single habit made investing way less stressful and way more sustainable for me. I used to check my portfolio every single day. That was the mistake. Once I shifted to a set it and forget it mindset, automating investments and focusing on my income instead of daily market moves, it changed everything. Long-term investing isn't about reacting. It's about staying the course. I'm 24 years old, and the biggest advantage I have isn't the money, it's time. Compounding rewards patience. Someone who invests consistently for 30 years will almost always outperform someone who tries to time the market perfectly for 10 years. The earlier you start, the less you need to stress later. Just starting with $100 a month now can be well over $1 million plus in retirement. It all comes back down to the basics. Having an emergency fund, simple index investing, dollar cost averaging, and a long-term mindset. If I woke up tomorrow with $0, I wouldn't try to get rich fast. I'd get consistent and be disciplined. The goal isn't perfection, it's just starting. Get money in there and let it do the work for you. As long as you keep learning and stay invested and keep adding money, you're doing better than most people already. If I could go back and talk to my younger self before investing my first $10,000, I'd say this: start as soon as you can. Today is the best day. Keep it simple, dollar cost average, and don't panic when the markets go down. Losses are unavoidable. Your account will go down at some point. That's not failure, it's just part of the process. Losses hurt more than gains feel good, and that can push people into bad decisions. The goal isn't to avoid losses, the goal is to survive them without panicking. Staying invested during uncomfortable periods is what actually builds long term results. Being consistent and raising your income is going to help you more than anything. Today, I'm still investing, I'm still learning, and I'm still making mistakes. But the difference is, I now understand what actually matters long term and knowing my time horizon. For long term investing, it is not exciting. It's slow, it's repetitive, and often very boring. But that boring process compounds over time. The people who win aren't the ones chasing excitement, they're the ones staying consistent for years. Once I accepted that investing isn't supposed to be exciting, everything got way easier. Looking back, my first $10,000 wasn't about maximizing returns. It was about learning, discipline, patience, and how I personally handle uncertainty. Once I stopped trying to be perfect and focused on consistency, investing became simpler and less stressful. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of most people. And if you did enjoy this style of talking about money while gaming, consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and dropping a comment down below.